I'm often amazed how people who seem to see themselves as champions of reason, science, philosophy, etc., are often just as likely to be almost religious zealots in their beliefs as religious people are. I recently concluded an interesting discussion in the comments section of a video by Stefan Molyneux, aka StephBot, where we were discussing essentially the nature of the state, the nature of reality, and the whole thing eventually ground to a halt when it petered out in a flurry of personal attacks. By the end of it, I was quite certain, and I remain quite certain, although at the end of the day I don't know, that I was actually debating directly with StephBot himself through a couple of his socks. But I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm accusing him of this. It just looked that way and continues to look that way to me. Now, this is interesting to me because a lot of people in, I suppose, the atheist community or the libertarian, Ayn Randish, anarcho-capitalist sort of community do see themselves as very reasonable people, very logical and reason-based. But the concept of heresy in their belief system is very much alive in as much as it's alive in any other system. The gist does seem to be that rather than calling somebody a racist epithet of your choice or religious insult of your choice, they call you a statist, they call you a totalitarian or a socialist. But these are just words for heretic. Somebody who is just plain wrong and is to be abused because this person knows what they're doing is wrong. This is how, in my opinion, reason tips over without people realizing it, I think, in many cases, into fanaticism. You'd think that you can't really be a fanatical logician. You can't be a fanatical philosopher, a fanatical champion of science, reason, and this sort of thing. But I'm afraid that you can. You can be a fanatic about anything. And oftentimes, the worst fanatics are the people who will accuse other people of being fanatics. Now, one could argue that I'm doing the same thing, I suppose, yes. But this is precisely why I like to keep personal attacks out of my debates. Simply because I think that it sidetracks my own thinking when I personalize it. If I'm debating something, I want to stick to the issue, stick to the debate. If someone says something that I think is completely out to lunch, I will say, why do you believe that? Yada, yada, yada. The only times that I tend to get emotional, and I have made angry videos in the past, as anyone will tell you, is when people are, in my opinion, as overtly as you can believe, as overtly as one can express it, advocating harm or vilification against an identifiable group. That I don't like. And it has to be pretty strong language before I'll really get worked up about it. But if you're reasonable, you can say whatever you like, in my opinion. But as I say, it's witch hunting and fanaticism and heresy hunting, witch burning even, is not confined to the religious. It's very much the province of the quote-unquote rational as well. Thank you.